So, what if you could fundamentally rewire your brain for the better? And what if you could do it not through some massive heroic effort, but through actions that are so small they're almost laughable? Well, that's exactly what we're diving into today. The surprising science of neural resetting and how it works without all the struggle we normally think comes with making a change.
You know the feeling, right? It's January 1st, you've got this grand plan to completely transform your life, and then by February, it's pretty much a distant memory. It's a super common experience, but what if the problem isn't you? What if it's not about your willpower, but about your whole approach?
And that brings us to something we can call the resolution trap. It's this whole cycle of setting these huge, ambitious goals that, honestly, our brains are pretty much wired to resist from the get-go. Okay, so here's the crucial thing you have to understand. Your brain's #1 job is survival. It wants to keep you safe. A part of your brain, the amygdala, is basically on constant patrol, scanning for threats. And you know what it loves? Predictability. So when you suddenly introduce a massive change, like a new 2-hour gym routine, it flags that as a risky, unknown thing. This triggers a resistance that neuroscientists actually call friction.
But here's the thing, this resistance isn't some kind of character flaw. It's literally a feature of your brain's operating system. As you can see here, most of that feeling is just friction. It's a totally natural protective mechanism. Your brain is simply doing its job, trying to keep you safe and sound right there in your comfort zone.
So, if big goals set off our brain's internal alarm system, how are we supposed to make any changes? Well, it turns out we go under the radar. Let's talk about the power of tiny habits and see how this builds a completely different strategy for change.
In this comparison just lays it out so perfectly. The old way, it relies on brute force, on willpower, to try and push through all that friction. And it feels really intimidating, right? The new way, though, is designed to be so small, so quiet and effortless, that it doesn't even trigger the alarm in the first place.
So what are we actually talking about here? A micro-habit is an action that is so small it feels almost silly. I'm talking flossing one tooth or doing a single push-up. The goal isn't really the action itself, at least not at first. The goal is to make it so unbelievably easy that your brain doesn't even bother to put up a fight.
Okay, this is where the real magic happens. How do these tiny, seemingly insignificant actions lead to a full-on neural reset? Let's get into the science of it. And don't worry, it's actually surprisingly simple to understand.
This quote from our source material just nails it. The keyword here is quietly. The change is happening in the background, without you having to wage this big, conscious battle against yourself every single day.
To really get how this rewiring works, I absolutely love this analogy. Just picture a huge, wide-open field that's covered in fresh, deep snow. There are no paths at all. That's kind of like your brain before you start a new habit.
So the very first time you try to walk across that snowy field, wow, it takes a lot of effort, right? You're forging a new trail. But if you walk that exact same line again tomorrow, it's already a little bit easier. After a week, you've packed down a clear path in the snow. This is a perfect metaphor for what we call neuroplasticity, your brain's ability to literally reorganize itself. Every repetition strengthens a specific neural pathway, making that behavior easier and more automatic over time.
And this is the secret sauce. This is why it works so well. A single push-up is just one step in the snow. It's not some 2-hour trek across the whole field. It is so small that your brain's threat detection system completely ignores it. There's no friction, so you just do it. And that's how the path begins to form.
All right, enough with the theory. Let's make this really concrete. How can we actually apply this, like right now, using simple habits that are backed by science?
So we're going to look at 2 examples straight from the source material that you could literally start doing tomorrow morning. They are the perfect microhabits. They're easy, they're fast, and they are neurologically powerful.
Okay, habit number 1. Drink a glass of water before you do anything else when you wake up. It's so simple. It rehydrates your brain after sleep and acts as this powerful startup signal for your body. It creates a clean, simple trigger to kick off your day.
Or try this one. Just stop what you're doing and take 3 slow, deep breaths. This little action is like a direct command to your nervous system. It literally flips the switch from that fight or flight stress response to the calm rest and digest response. It's an instant state changer.
Now, I know what you might be thinking. A glass of water? 3 deep breaths? Really? How is that going to change my life? Well, let's look at the incredible ripple effect that these tiny actions create over time.
See, this is about so much more than just the action. Every single time you perform your micro-habit, you are casting a vote for a new identity. You're not just drinking water, you're becoming the kind of person who starts their day with a healthy choice. And that subtle shift in how you see yourself, well, that's the real prize here. And this chart just illustrates the power of consistency so well. Look at how a small daily action, when it compounds over time, creates far greater results than some huge, infrequent effort. Those tiny daily wins build a kind of momentum that a massive once-a-month push just never can.
So ultimately, this isn't just about building habits. It's about changing the way you think and the way you see yourself. By proving to yourself every single day, in a very small way, that you can follow through, you build this incredible self-trust and confidence that just spills over into every other area of your life.
So forget the grand, life-altering plans for just a moment. I'll leave you with this simple question. What is one ridiculously small seed of change you could plant today as a vote for the person you want to become tomorrow?